So, good morning everyone. This is the, I think, is it third time lucky? Yes, no, this is fourth time lucky today. I've tried to make a video on the last two occasions and I haven't been able to due to the wind picking up and just being absolutely dreadful. However, it has definitely calmed down a bit over the last 2 days. Yesterday was rough. Went to Coodon Beach and we had to come in literally after hardly any time at all. And then stuff was still on the car, so I thought, well, let's come out today as the weather's had yesterday to settle down a bit. And then today's weather forecast looked okay. So it's about 5:30 at the moment in the morning. And yeah, let's just give it a go. It's beautiful sunrise, beautiful setting. If we can get a couple of bass, I brought some bait with me in case I want to anchor up. So I'll let you know how we get on. But look at that for a setting. We're just trolling the lure out the side, going about 3 miles per hour in line with the tide at the moment. So yeah, fantastic stuff. Okay, we're into a bass, guys. Got one, I've got one hand and he's digging deep. Look at that. Woohoo! Right, let's concentrate and get her in. We've got her. That was on the first troll, which wasn't really the main target of today. The main target was to go out and anchor up, really. Yeah, anyway, I'll sort this out and show you in a minute. There we go. What a bass in the Eastbourne sunshine, just off Holywell. Happy days. Let's get her back. See you later, baby. Woohoo! Just thought I'd give you a POA. We had another take, which I lost it, unfortunately. I still do want to anchor and I still want to get a smoothhound. I'm desperate for a smoothhound. The season isn't totally near an end, but it's mid-season now, and I haven't got, I don't think, that many opportunities to get out there and catch one. So I've kept the lure out, of course, as we're going out. We're only in 5 foot of water at the moment, even though we're that far off the shore. Still a lot of rocky ground over here, so there's still chances of a bass. But by the pier there's also some good bass fishing to be had. So what I'm doing is I'm just popping myself over there, getting a bit further out, and as soon as I hit some decent water and a bit of smooth ground, I think I'm going to throw an anchor out, because the weather's still lovely. I mean, there's an occasional little gust, but it's nothing really. It's good weather today for now, and we've saved the blank by a nice bass, and now it's time to try towards the end of the pier. There's a mussel bed up there. I think that's where I'm going to head, so we'll let you know how we get on. There we go, boys and girls. Another Eastbourne bass. And let's put her back. Yeah, she's gone. There she goes. Fantastic. That was caught on the lure I was saying about the other day. In bright conditions, you want something a bit darker. And there we go. Darker with a tint of shine in the water. So was going to anchor up, but I think what we'll do is we'll do about another 10 minutes of trolling, see if we can get a third one, and then we'll go and see if we can get that smoothhound and ray we're after. Happy days. So that was interesting. We're just heading out towards the anchor after that second bass, and I'm going to be honest, I really needed a wee. Now this dry suit hasn't got a P-zip, however, one arm out of the PFD, and then your dry suit has got a front zip, so just pull that up and then put some sort of device there, and we wiggled it out. So it worked well. So we're now relieved. Let's get out, get to anchor, and see if we can go and get some fish. Right, so what's happened now is we've anchored up. I did a little bit of drifting slightly nearer in, but it was only about 13 foot, so it wasn't really worth staying there. We're in 22 foot of water now. And the tide is coming in. It's been coming in for about an hour, so hopefully by sort of high tide, about 12 o'clock, We should be in about sort of 30 foot of water, hopefully. So we've got lug on the left rod, and then I've got peeler crab on the right hand rod, just trying my best to get a smooth hand. If anchors doesn't work at all, what we'll do is we'll go in and try and get some more bass. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. It's a beautiful day anyway. The wind's not picked up at all yet, so that's really good. That's encouraging. But there's some massive shoals on this fish finder. I don't know if you can see them on there, but they're all coming up here now. I think you can probably just about see it. I've tried putting some sabikis on and I haven't managed to pick them up, but I'm gonna try again, just see what they are, because I can see little bait fish coming up, so it's probably what it is, just bait fish, but there must be something chasing it. Get a few mackerel in the bag, that'd be good. Anyway, let's see what we can do. We have a smoothie, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, we've got one. Not a big one, but we've got one. Woohoo! On the peeler crab, absolutely fantastic. I'm chuffed. Fantastic. Let's get her unhooked and get her back. It's my first one ever, actually. Fantastic. I have a smoothhound. I'm absolutely chuffed off Eastbourne today. It's my first proper solo trip. Let's put her back. Woohoo! Thank you, baby. You're blessed. Welcome aboard. Woohoo! Fantastic. Not a big one, but I'm absolutely chuffed. That's my first one on my second solo trip, my first proper solo trip where I've anchored up and I've come out and found some ground. Absolutely excellent. Let's see what today brings. Right, so it's been about 45 minutes since I had that smoothhound, and I'm not going to let the excitement escape the reality, because the reality is I've had no other bites, even on lugworm. So what I've done is I've pulled up anchor. We're in 25 foot of water, so it's a good depth. I mean, not loads, but not bad at all. Tide is heading towards the pier. Our car's towards the pier. If I go that way, I won't be coming back here today, because obviously it will be against the tide and it's just pointless. Now, the end of the pier, there's like about there, I think. There's like a mussel bed, and every time I've opened up fish, they all seem to have a lot of these small mussels in them. So I'm going to go out there. I mean, if on my way to the pier, it's probably about half a mile paddle to the pier. If there's a nice drop off or an area on my fish finder which looks nice, then I'll anchor up and give it a go. But we're doing within 5 miles an hour already, because the tide's pretty strong. It's a nice spring tide, and I think that's probably brought some of the fish in today. But we're just gonna, there's been a boat anchored off about 3/4 of a mile. You probably don't want to see it, but he's about there. And he's been anchored up all day. That's a fishing boat. And if they're not catching, they move. So that's always a good sign. So we're just gonna go to the end of the pier and give it a go. The wind's picked up a tiny weeny little bit. It's still absolutely fine. But I was aware about 1 o'clock the gusts will start to pick up, and it's now 9:30. So maybe it's just picked up a little bit earlier, but it's absolutely fine at the moment. We're going to carry on towards the end of the pier, and I say, if I see a nice little spot, we'll anchor up and give it another go. So, but we've had 2 bass so far. One was an all right size, but I put him back, and the other one was just a schoolie bass. And we've had one nice, well, smallish smoothhound. It's probably about 3 pounds, but that's my first one, so I'm absolutely dead chuffed with that. I don't care what happens now. If I get back to the car without falling in, I've had a good day. So yeah, we'll carry on, and as always, I'll let you know how we get on. So what we've done now is we've anchored just a bit off the pier. We're not sort of in line with it really. We're actually in line with the wish tower, where we parked for the day. There was no specific drop-offs, but I did see quite a few shoals of fish around here, and they just kept showing. So I thought, well, it's worth anchoring up and giving it a go. The tide's gushing through at the moment as well, so a bit of tide, a bit of murky water might hopefully bring a few more fish. So we shall see. So we've anchored up again. No bites. It's really funny. I mean, I know off the beach at the moment there isn't many fish being caught. It's quite quiet, so a lot of people are getting blanks even at night. So I'm just wondering, I don't want to go too much. I don't mind going further out, but the only thing is I've only got a couple more hours really today, until about 12, 1 o'clock, and at the moment it's 10:15. So we've tried 2 anchors at the moment. I could try the end off the pier, go a bit nearer in, maybe that's where they are, a bit closer, or I could go against the tide and go back to my far Hollywell spot, but I don't want to go too far near the head because it's a spring tide today, so the tide will pick up around there, and yeah, it's just can be just a little bit tricky. So just figuring out at the moment. We could go towards the pier and anchor up over there and see if we can get some fish, or we could go up towards Hollywell and go a bit further out, or we could go bass trolling again, but the water's a bit murky I think now actually. It's picked up the murkiness, you know, since the tide's come in. So I think while we're near the pier, I'm going to go towards a few of those gulls there and that buoy, and just see what we can come up with. Right, so following on from the talk I was having about when we pulled the anchor up, I have now succumbed to bass trolling again. I couldn't find any sort of nice spots to anchor off on, and I do think if there were a lot of fish out there, I should have had a few bites on the lugworm really. That was sort of scratching around, and so all we had on the anchor was the smoothhound, which I'm absolutely chuffed with, don't get me wrong, and I will go home absolutely happy. But it's such a nice day. It's only 10:30, and actually I think, well, why don't I just go up and down trolling, see if I can get a bass to take home with me. I only want one. It'd be nice to have one this evening for dinner. Otherwise the missus gets a little bit upset when I come home from kayak fishing and say, yeah, I've had an amazing day, and she goes, well, where's all your fish? And I said, well, I released them. And she goes, well, what's the point of that? I said, well, it's sport, darling, you know. So really what I need to do is get a bass to take home so she can understand why I go out, and then she'll be happy and I'll get brownie points and be allowed to go out more in the future. So let's see if we can get an edible 42cm plus bass today to take home. But what a beautiful day it is, and a beautiful morning to be out. Roll. And there we go, we've got one. Lovely bite. I think it's quite, yeah, it's not massive, but she's taking a bit of line off, and I'll get the net while I'm here. Well, to be honest with you, it was a fantastic bite, but I don't think she realised she was hooked until sort of last minute, because she's only just, that's it, come to daddy, come to daddy. Hey, chat, come on, behave yourself. Just let a bit more line out really. Hang on. Hey, there we go. Bass number 3. See if we can get her out the nets without her spiking meat. Hey, behave yourself. I'm going to try and set you free in a minute. Now I've got no idea how this will come out on film, because I've never shoved it in my life jacket and hoped for the best before, so this may not be very good viewing, but we shall see. So she's taken one of the hooks on the treble, but we've got that out of there, so let's just get her up for a picky. There you go. There we go. Bass number 3. See you later. Right, so we just pulled the anchor in from our last anchor spot. So it's about 12 o'clock now. Now high tide is at around 1 o'clock, so I want to aim really to beach it about then. I'm on my own, so it's nice not to carry it so far. Yeah, nothing again on anchor. The fishing's quite slow really on anchor, but doesn't matter, you know. We've had some nice fish. There's about 3 or 4 huge swells there, and that was quite good fun. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're just going to troll back to the car. It'll probably take about half an hour. The fish finder, for some reason, the transducer's just, it's not even picking it up. Like, I think the battery has probably gone so low, like it'll turn on, it just doesn't read that there's a transducer, so it's reading no bottom. Occasionally you'll get a depth, so I think there's probably not enough battery to power the transducer at the moment. So I've turned that off because I don't want to damage any of the system. So that's off. So we'll go back without a fish finder, but that's not a problem. We know the ground here quite well. So yeah, if there's anything on the way back, I shall let you know. Okay, so we're back home now. We did have one more bath on the way in, but I forgot to film it. But I had a nice chat with some guys down there when I beached, so that was good. One thing I just wanted to say just before I end the video today is when you get home, as tired and as knackered as you are, it is always better to put your stuff back where you found it, neatly washed, cleaned, put away. I rinse everything down with my hose, just gets all the salt out of it. And then, you know, if there's an occasion where you need to just quickly nip out, you know exactly where it is, you know it's been put back properly, and you know it's clean and ready to go. One thing I cannot stand is when I've come back in a hurry. I used to do it with carp fishing, everything thrown in the garage at the end of the day, you know, we'll sort it out tomorrow. You never do. And then you end up sorting it out on just before your next trip, and then it just puts everything, you know, in a bad perspective for the rest of the day. So one thing I do is all my kit goes away, cleaned, washed with clean water. My box goes up there, all my other bits down there, so the kayak goes away, it gets locked away unless I'm going out the next day. So thank you very much for watching. Obviously appreciate it. Enjoy your day, and I hope you enjoy the video, or the video as you had already watched it if you're listening to me at this stage. Thank you very much, and have a good day.